What's up? Just gonna wait here till I at least get one person. I know this is a Monday afternoon. I don't know how many people are gonna come on here. So, I might just have to talk to myself. Oh, here we go. BP.
What's happening, guys?
What's up, BP? How you doing, buddy? Damon. All right. Got the A team. What's up, boys? Haven't done a live feed in a while. I thought it'd be cool to answer your guys' questions live. So I'm gonna have to just kind of get into it, and then if you guys have questions, you can always hit me up as I go. But I'm gonna try and get through the questions I have, because this is gonna end up being a 4-hour video if I don't. A rough rooster knife sharpening? What's the suggestion? Sorry, man, I'm trying to... Hard for me to see. Oh, here we go. You're gonna have to retype that, BP. What are you trying to say? Knife sharpening's recommendation. I don't know what you're trying to say. Anyways, I'm gonna get into this because it's gonna be really long. My thoughts on Hinderer versus CRK. Honestly, I'm CRK all day long over Hinderer. I think that Hinderer makes great knives, but yeah, like CRK, I feel like is on another level. I really love CRK, and like everything about him, the blade grind, the steel, how they heat treat it, just the solid knife, just the way it feels. I feel like it's just a better made knife in my opinion. That's me though, you know. Arkansas office recommendation. Got a soft Arkansas office recommendation. Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah, rough roosters are cool, dude. What's up? What's up, Lee? Got Bama Knife Guy in here. All right, so I'm gonna get into the questions. I'll say hi to you guys as I can, but here we go. So what I'm gonna start with is, I don't have a necessarily it doesn't have it in order or anything, so I'm just gonna try and answer them as I see them. So first off, I got some what's ups. Hey guys, what's up? We've got Scott Wilkins asking, what's your favorite sharpening system? So personally, I have a KME system. If you didn't know that already, I know most of you guys have been following me long enough. You know I use a KME system. I think it's all dependent on what you personally need. Your personal needs, what you're looking to spend, those are all the things that you need to consider when you're picking a system. For me personally, I have carpal tunnel syndrome, and like something like the Edge Pro, where you have to hold the knife steady and use the other hand to cut with the stone. Those types of systems, they might affect my carpal tunnel more. I have to hold that steady. Even though holding the grip, the pistol grip on the KME can that can get to me too eventually. But I have a little bit, I don't have to have as much control as if I'm holding a blade. So that's why I went with the Edge Pro over the Apex, that's why I went with the KME over the Edge Pro. Sorry guys. But as far as like, depending on if you use like longer steels, like let's say you use a longer blade, that's like, the Edge Pro has longer stones. So it might be easier to make one stroke if you have a longer blade, or you have a lot of longer blades. I got BP saying you could stick with the KME and the vise, eliminate the problem. Yeah. I'm thinking about doing something different to eliminate that issue of like having to hold the pistol grip. Outpost 76 has a different dowel, which doesn't move as much as the metal dowel that it comes with. So I might end up doing that as well. But something to make it more solid would help with even what I do have as far as my carpal tunnel with my left hand. I have carpal tunnel in both hands. But yeah, so that's definitely something I would, consider is like your needs. The Edge Pro, I mean, the Wicked Edge is great because you can hit both sides of the knife at the same time. Although you're still going to have to create a burr on one side and then come back on the other. But that is a nice thing about the Wicked Edge because you don't have to flip the knife back and forth when you're using side to side. You have two stones and it's easy to just keep going like that. What's up, Don? So yeah, so that's a really good way to do it. Yeah, but Bama Knife guy said $800. Damn. Yeah, the Wicked Edge is extremely expensive, and that's why when I was looking at systems, I saw that KME right at that like $200 range. Hey, what's up, Kiefer? And that fit for me with what I could spend, what I could, what I was looking for, my needs. Something like the Lansky was a little too rickety for me. It's good for people that can't spend the money on the KME, but you're gonna have to make sure you're being super careful with your angle because the slots are a little bigger than the post is. So if you lift up or if you make any weird movements, it could definitely make an adjustment. Yeah, KME is a great system, guys. So if you're looking in that like $200 range, I would definitely suggest the KME. Great stuff. They have tons of different stones for it. Like BP saying, in my opinion, Hapstone stuff. KME are the only system worth freehand. With the freehand, however, is a simpler and easier. Honestly, guys, if you can freehand, that's the way to go. It's faster. It's you can get even more of a sharp, you can get even keener edge with freehand if you're really good. It's just way faster, guys. So if you're good at freehand, go for it. I think that's the best way to go about it. Or if you can practice, if you have the time to master freehand, I think that's the best way to go about it. Personally, I was I had a lot of expensive knives with like really hard steels, and I wanted to get something, and I'm a perfectionist, so I wanted to get something that was like gonna have a fixed angle. So I went with the KME. Although I'm working on my freehand because I'm trying to get better, I want to be able to do that as well because it's much faster. So yeah, I want to move on. I'm gonna go to the next one. I've got Neves Knives saying my social security number, birthday, my full name spelled correctly, address. Yeah, I know he's just messing with me, Jared. Yeah, so obviously I'm not gonna do all that. But some of these are just jokes, but nonetheless, it was really fun to do. Outpost 76 says anything, right? Like question mark. Even about that one night in Tijuana. That's just between us, G. No one else can know about that one, buddy. But yeah. Next is J Cool G19. That's Kurt. For those of you guys that don't know, Kurt asks, okay, anything? ... What do they call French vanilla ice cream in France? How about Swiss chocolate in Switzerland? My answer for you, Kurt, is I'd actually refer you to Roman over at K-Knives Switzerland. Since he's French, he'll be able to answer that French question for you, that French vanilla ice cream. And then also, since he's faking being Swiss, you could definitely ask him about the Swiss chocolate as well. Boo, I got Super Still Steve in the house. What's up, buddy? Next on the list, we got Daddio EDC asking, what other YouTube channels inspired you to start yours, if any? If you could get on any custom knife maker's books and have it be totally free, who would you choose? Yeah, that's a tough one. Mason, that's a really tough question. And the channels aren't, but the question about the question about the makers is tough. So as far as what I would say, who my guys that influenced me were like, there's a lot of them. Like Pete, Cedric, and Ada was a big influence of mine. Let's see, we got Slicey Dicey, JT's Knife Life. Sean, Triple B, Big Brown Bear, one of my biggest, one of the guys that just totally made me think like, oh, maybe I should be doing this. Cause he had he was a steel nerd, and he was really intriguing me with all the different steels he worked with, and looked at all the compositions, and it was just making me look deeper into compositions and learning more about it. Um, um, am I buying more or somewhat slimming down? I need to slim down. I'm actually going to have a knife sale for those of you guys that are interested. I'm going to be having a knife sale soon. Anyways, yeah, Triple B, big time influence for me. He just had that like use your shit type of mentality that just connected with me, because I use my shit. I cut a lot. I want to use, I want to sharpen, I want to feel the steel to make a proper assessment of what I'm using, what I'm looking at. So I really connected with Sean. And there was a lot of other ones. Advanced Knife Bro, Lee from LTK. I watched his channel for a long time. I'm sure I'm gonna miss somebody. There was a lot of really good ones. And if you look at my, I had a video at the turn of the year. I think it was like why I started my channel. And that has a lot more of the people that influenced me in it. Otherwise, yeah, moving on to your next question with the makers. I think there's actually probably 3 or 4 custom makers that I'm really intrigued by. I really want to get something. And that also brings me into the whole thing of custom makers not taking custom orders. We were having a conversation about that this morning. I think it's bullshit, to be honest. It's a custom knife. I want it made specifically for me. I want it custom. This whole thing of like, I'm gonna make whatever I want and then you can buy it if you like it. I understand, like I get it, like you wanna have your artistic freedom, but you're already making your knife. You designed the knife, so you have artistic freedom. I don't really understand the whole like knife, custom makers like not taking custom orders. It's like, oh, you just gotta buy it off Instagram when it comes up. I work, guys, and I have a wife. I can't always be watching Instagram like a hawk for when Triple B drops his next knife, or when like let's say Chavez. I'd love to get a Ramon Chavez. Let me just mention the people: Ramon Chavez, Triple B. I'd love to get a Triple B knife. What's it called? Cody. It's Utzler. I don't know how to say his name. I hope I didn't butcher it. His knives look pretty sweet. I love the way he uses the inlays, the micarta, his pivots. The way he does those machined pivots are pretty cool. And he uses a lot of different steels, so I dig that. And then what's the other one? Let me think. What was the other one? I know there was another one I'm really intrigued by. I mean, Laconico, I'd love to get a Laconico. And then, of course, Resenti. Resenti's knives are beautiful. Adolica? I can send you Adolica? What's that, Kiefer? It's a joke. But I don't know what that is, Kiefer. Adolica. And then, yeah, so those are like the custom makers I'm really into right now. I'd love to get any of them, but they all seem to be like no books are open. You can't just order. Yeah, Chavez. I talked to Ramon this morning. Yeah, you can't order a knife. I can't just order a custom knife, and that's what I want if I'm ordering custom. I want it to be custom. I don't really understand it. Okay, so then moving along, I got a comment here from Dan Dildarius. I hope I said your name right. What do you think of Apostle P's video? Ooh, this could get long. And then solidified by Lawrence, Dirty Knives 007. He's also curious about that. Rockstead, yeah, that's another one. So what I think about, yeah, I don't know what a Dolica is. Dolica is the best knife in the universe, is what BP said. What I thought of Apostle P's video. Apostle P was actually one of the videos. He was one of the guys that I originally watched. And even though when I watched him back then, I still kind of like had a perception of him, like anytime someone's like a born again Christian, and there's nothing against Christians or anything like that, or people that are God loving or anything like that, but anytime I'm a minister that's also a car salesman, That's just not a good mix for me. And then on top of that, a knife sharpener and knife guy. Like it just doesn't seem like three things that kind of mix together. Maybe the car salesman and knife guy. I mean, knife guys can be anyone and everyone. I don't want to say that, but like there's just something about him, the way he preaches. He kind of preaches to people, and he kind of acts a little pretentious. And I always kind of thought that, but I never like really. I still thought he was an intuitive guy. He still seemed pretty genuine in a sense. But man, that video was ridiculous, guys. I was extremely disappointed to see someone that I somewhat respected doing something that was just so disrespectful to everyone involved in this. Not only to that, but he was disrespectful to Kurt, not even knowing what he's talking about. He has no idea what he's talking about, yet he still wants to go on a 30-minute rant about how he knows everything, and everyone else is just retarded, I guess. It was just absurd, guys. I was absolutely blown away by his actions there. It was just, I mean, for one, he was reading the whole time. You could tell he was reading from a script, which just seems disingenuine anyways. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like he just, a lot of people have been making videos and commenting on what we're doing, and they don't even watch our videos or watch it all the way through or actually see what we're doing. And that makes me upset, because if you're going to go and make a comment about what people are doing, you better know what they're doing. It seems pretty obvious to me, but it just doesn't seem obvious to other people, I guess. So everyone wants to bash what we're doing or what Kurt does, and they don't really do their due diligence to find out what we're doing, how we're going about it, So, or what I'm saying. A lot of people want to say we're like on a witch hunt for HRC numbers, but if you watch our videos, you know that we're not. We specifically say that it's not all about HRC. There's a lot more involved. You know what I mean? So for them to say that, it's obvious that they're not watching our videos. They are just commenting on what their buddy told them, and their buddy probably watched 5 minutes of my video and turned around and ran and told them whatever the fuck they want to say. But it's just it's bullshit to me. I think that he had no idea what he was talking about. And for him to even say that he tests like thousands of knives a day or whatever, he said 1,000 knives a day, he's full of shit, guys. Anyone that knows anything about HRC testing would know that he's full of shit. And the whole thing about, oh, you can't call it HRC, it's RC, blah, blah, blah. Dude, knife makers call it HRC. Dude, that's bullshit. He's honestly, he has no idea what he's talking about. I mean, he may have some idea what he's talking about, but he's just genuinely trying to discount what we're doing. Instead of trying to actually spread more, maybe good information, he's spreading misinformation to make us look bad, which is just, it's not genuine, guys. It doesn't seem like something that a guy, and I can't believe he still has like 30,000 subscribers after that video. I would have thought it would have been sliced in half. You know what I mean? I would have thought he would have lost half his subscribers after that video, because it was absurd. It was ridiculous. Anyone could have seen how he was lying through his teeth about a lot of different things there. So yeah, I definitely was extremely disappointed with that live video. With his video. Moving on. Let's see, where am I? Oh, I got 25 to knife. Kyle asked me a question about if I was to select a folder, if I was to select a favorite features including grinds, lock mechanism, materials, blade shape, and steels from already existing folding knives on the market, what would my Franken knife be? This one was fun. It was really tough, really difficult. And I think it would go like this, something like this. We'd have a CRK blade. I love not only the shape of the CRK blade, that just beautiful drop point, kind of classic style blade. And boxers or briefs is what Steve said. How about boxer briefs, buddy? The grind, guys, the way that they hollow grind these Incosis, and a 21 is supposedly ground even thinner with a more aggressive hollow grind. How broad it is, it gets down super thin behind the edge, and it goes super high. Like if you go all the way up this high, Kiefer said he's commando. There you go, buddy. Free balling. So you can go all the way up here and still have plenty of, a relatively thin knife, even if you grind away that much steel. So this is an excellent grind and blade, and the way they heat treat their steel. Although I would probably pick a different steel from S35. I understand why they do what they do with this, and it's done amazingly. But this is the blade I would choose. Would probably be maybe the 21 over the Inkosi, but yeah, the CRK blade. And then, I mean, their handle's great too. But what I would say as far as handle, this guy. Yeah, the Shirogorov, this is the F95 NL. This is probably the most comfortable handle I've ever held. Combined with the micarta inlay, the feel, the grip, the ergonomics, the pocket clip as well. This is an amazing, amazing handle that I believe is probably the most ergonomic one I have. Although, like, my Ferrum Forge knives do compete. I mean, this one kind of ticks all the boxes, and it has an amazing grind, amazing steel. This is L-Max, and it's heat treated excellently as far as I can tell. So, yeah, right. I'll just take the Shiro. Yeah, this is almost just perfect the way it is. The grind's amazing. But if you put a CRK grind on that, I mean, it'd be maybe better. I don't know. This is great stuff though, and yeah, that would be my handle. As far as the steel, that would be tough, but it'd be between three, probably. It would be Rex 45, Crewwear, and 4V. And the reason being is, for me personally, you guys know I love tool steels. I love how they sharpen. I love the edge they take. Yeah, D2. Kiefer says D2. Yeah, right on, buddy. Yeah, so I love tool steels. D2 is a tool steel. It's tough for me to choose between. I know. BP says I can't even look at Ferrum Forge without laughing and saying, yeah, I'm really disappointed with their video as well that they made. Hey, what's up, Ray? Ray just entered the room. So yeah, I really do love 4V. I love Crewwear. It's hard for me to choose between those two. And then Rex 45, man, that is a beast. It's like M4 at 67 HRC. It's amazing stuff, guys. And the only reason I might go with Crewwear just because of the ease of sharpening. Oh, Lee's got to leave, eat with his family. Great, thanks for stopping by, buddy. The Anno is holding up pretty good. I love knives on the Fortis. Or on the Archbishop, the anode's holding up really well. They must do some kind of oil treatment or something on that. So anyways, yeah, so I would end up going probably with one of those three steels on my Franken knife. But yeah, I love all of those steels, and all three of them. One of those three would be fine with me. So moving along, I'm gonna go with. I would love to have, since it was Kyle, I'd love to have a Resenti blade on that too, with how thin he goes with that grind. It's pretty amazing. Okay, Banner 24/7 says, I hear you're the internet blade police. How many arrests have you made this year? I'm supposed to be undercover, Ryan. Come on, man. Get it together. Get with the program, bro. If you guys saw Apostle P's video, you'll know what that's all about. Okay, Ray Roy. He says, I would like to know some more techniques on working with micarta and G10 to make custom scales. Maybe another video like when you made the freak scales for Super Steel Steve, I think. What would you recommend for my first countersink or counterbore or countersink bit set? I have some anodizing knowledge as well. Good videos, man. The rest is a note to me. Yeah, I'm going to do some more videos making micarta and stuff. I don't always shoot when I'm down in the garage just because it would take long, and it adds time to my day. All this stuff adds time to my day. I want to do so much every day, and I never get to everything. So I did do a video for this. Those of you guys that follow me on Instagram know what this is. This is the regrind on that shaman. I did a video for it, but I accidentally deleted it. Sorry guys. But I did make a video, but it's gone. So what I did here is I reground it with my new grinder from my super high-end grinder from Harbor Freight, 1x30. I reground it going really slow and dipping it in water constantly. Then I hand ground the rest of it, just hand sanded the rest, doing pull strokes, and I ended up doing, beautiful weather in SoCal today. It is beautiful outside, guys. Pretty hot though. I'm steaming up in here for sure. I got the fan blowing, windows open. So this is then hand sanded to about, I think 400 grit is where I finished. Maybe, no, I did like 320. Yeah, thanks, A-Ray. It came out so killer. Those of you guys that don't follow me on Instagram have not seen this yet. And then I did an acid etch and did a pulled sand, hand sand after the acid etch. And it came out so killer. I really love the way it looks. Just so you guys know, this started out about, I think there are 25 thousandths to begin with behind the edge. This is a 15 degrees per side edge on this. And this is, right now, I think it was about 15 thousandths behind the edge to about 16 thousandths behind the edge. I think it was about 18 right at the tip. So yeah, Kiefer, this thing is a slicing beast now. I also, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. I also crowned the spine. It came out really good, and it is still perfectly centered. This is my first time, yeah. First time trying. I couldn't believe it, BP. I took my time, and I'm a perfectionist, so I went really slow and tried to make sure it came out the way I wanted it to. But for a first try, I'm super excited with how this came out. Yeah, the crown spine was a nice touch. I really am glad I did that. Kiefer says he loves... Super Shield Steve just making funny comments. Okay, yeah, so that was the latest one that I did. Unfortunately, I deleted. Yeah, Steve, I love Kiefer too, buddy. Then Glock Gaston made a comment. He said, "Do you use your native or Spidey Chef when you surf, or do you not carry a blade in your board shorts?" I don't know if this was a rhetorical question or not, but I'm gonna answer it. I do not carry a knife in my shorts when I'm surfing. Most of the time I'm wearing a wetsuit here in California, but if I am wearing board shorts, I do not wear a knife in my board shorts. There's a few reasons for that. One being, if I fall or hit something, I don't want a knife, jabbing into my board or hitting my leg. On top of that, it would destroy my board probably and put a hole in my board if I hit my board. And there's really no need for a knife out in the water unless maybe your leash got caught and you had to cut the leash, which it has Velcro. So if I was in that kind of situation, I think I could just cut the Velcro besides trying to get a knife out of my zipped up pocket and get it out and cut. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, I don't have a knife when I'm, A-Ray says Point Break, right? And yeah, and if I did, it would be this guy. Yeah, what about sharks? Yeah, if I have a shark come up, that's probably the last thing I'll be thinking about is trying to get my knife out of my pocket. I'll most likely be trying to jab him with my board. But yeah, it would be this guy if I did carry one because it's super lightweight. It's plastic, so if it does hit my leg, it's not going to be like the titanium on the Spidey Chef and like give me a solid bruise. So it would be this guy if I did carry one, for sure. Yeah, and then moving along, I got BJ Hill said, "Do I have any other hobbies other than knives and surfing?" Holy crap, BJ, is that a question that I could answer with about an hour of talking? Steve said he stabbed a great white to death with his open L. Yeah, I'd love to see that, dude. I would love to see that. So yeah, I have a lot of hobbies, guys. I guess I kind of consider myself, or I would consider myself kind of like a Renaissance man. I like to do anything and everything I can do. I've been playing ice hockey. I played ice hockey from 3 years old until I was about 18, like competitively. And then, yeah, he's my hero too, Kiefer. He said Steve's his hero. So, yeah, I played hockey my whole life. I love ice hockey. I also I played a lot of sports. I played soccer, baseball, basketball, football. I loved playing every sport. I was super busy. My mom was definitely a super mom. I also skateboarded my whole life. I BMX bike. I did downhill mountain biking. I played music. I played music my whole life. I've been I've been playing I've been playing the drums and the guitar since I was probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old. I've been playing both of those, and I could pretty much play anything. I play the piano or the only thing I don't really play much of is horns. I can't, yeah, I know where this is going, but I don't play any horns really. I can if I can make noise and everything, but I'm not like, trained in horns. Yeah, and that's, I could go on all day about all my different hobbies, but those are kind of like maybe the most prevalent ones. Yeah, I love to stay busy, guys. The meat whistle. I do not play the meat whistle. Will the dreadlocks make a comeback? No, probably not, A-Ray. My dreads, I loved my dreads, my dreads. I had them for 10 years. They were a lot of weight. And they just, a lot of weight, a lot of upkeep, and it was too much. Probably won't go back to dreads. Although, like, my wife likes my long hair. That's why I haven't cut my hair yet. She loves my hair, so that's the only reason I keep that, or I'd probably shave my head. Yeah, it's just heavy. It's like hot, so a lot of reasons. Moving on. Let's see where we got. BJ, that was that question. Okay, I love knives. What's in your pockets? I know you're there too, buddy. So this is what's in my pockets. That's right, folks. This was also my mail call today. This is the Chavez 229 with M390 from Riyadh. Yeah, I know, A-Ray. I couldn't help myself. Yeah, thanks, Kiefer. I was actually trying to get the little native, that 4V little native from St. Nick's, and I managed to like mess up, and I thought I mixed up Central Time and Mountain Time, I think, and it was supposed to release at 4 o'clock Central Time, and I went looking for it at 4 o'clock Mountain Time. I think it's 1 hour difference there, so I was an hour late, and they sold out in 3 minutes. So I missed the little native, and yeah, you didn't see that, Super Still Steve? Sorry, Steve. Super Still Steve just asked if they made a little native. Yeah, they did, and I missed it, and this one came out the next day, and I was like, well, had to do it, man. I really wanted to try the little native because I haven't gotten to try the little native, and I really wanted to. Yeah, thanks. I love knives. The Chavez is awesome, man. It's a beast though. It's heavy, guys. Not a little heavier than I thought it was gonna be. This is the other guy in my pocket. This is the Tough Light from Cold Steel, and this was a. You can't say little native. I'm sorry, I said little native. It's little native. But yeah, Tough Light. This was the one that was gifted to me from Kurt. I like this little knife a lot. What did that say? Yeah, I know. BP said he's looking for a 2.5 inch and under blade that's good steel, and that was perfect, guys. That little native was like just right, man. Yeah, I Love Knives wants me to send it to him so he can check it out. Yeah. And then let's see what's next. Big Red EDC says, right on, brother. I had a lot of fun doing mine, and I hope you do as well. What is currently your favorite blade steel and why? So Jody was the kind of the reason I did this. I saw his Q&A, and I was like, oh, that's rad. Just kind of get more personal with you guys and get to tell you more about myself and explain kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing, which you guys already kind of know. But yeah, so I'm really happy he did it because it was really awesome. Hey, what's up, Patty? Thanks for coming by, man. Patty just entered the room. And then, yeah, so I really thought it was awesome what Jody did, and I wanted to do it for, I wanted to do one for you guys. So I thought it would be really cool. I thought you might like this. And then what's my favorite steel and why? You guys already heard that kind of in my Franken knife, but my 3 favorite steels right now are probably Rex 45, 4V, and Cruair. And it's really because of the sharpening, the way that tool steels sharpen, the edge they take. It's just, and the way they strap back as well. They're just amazing. Tool steels are just something else. And yes, you are giving up a little bit of that stainlessness. Well, a lot of it in a lot of cases, but to me, it's worth it. And I take care of my knives. I'm pretty careful about it. And even if they do patina, I'm not really worried about it. I purposefully patina my blade sometimes, so not really worried about that. I do love, PP says his favorite's unmarked Chinese steel. Yeah, I love unmarked stainless steel from China. It's awesome stuff. But yeah, I really enjoy tool steels, and those 3 for me right now are kind of the top of the chain, because 4V holds an edge like crazy, takes a smoking edge, and actually much easier than you would expect. And then Cruair is like magic, guys. You sharpen it, it sharpens like so much easier than you would expect, and then holds an edge way longer than you would expect with how easily it sharpens. So Cruair is like magical. I love Cruair, and on top of that, it's super tough. If you guys saw my first toughness test, I used Cruair, and it blew my mind. The Delica stainless steel. So the Delica, I assume, it's a dollar store Delica. It was a clone, is what he was saying, and I didn't know what he was saying. So yeah, sorry guys. But yeah, those are my 3 favorite steels. Rex 45 is like M4 at 67 HRC, like I said. It takes a little longer than the other guys to sharpen, but it holds an edge forever, and it's super tough. If you guys saw my military Spyderco military review, you see I actually batoned with that knife, and hey, high HRC makes it chippy, right guys? No. So yeah, if you guys saw that video, I was pretty impressed with the Rex 45, how it held up. Those are my 3 favorite steels. I can't choose one right now, guys. It's so hard. Next, A-Ray saying, Kenny, can we be best friends? Dude, I thought we were best friends, man. It broke my heart. Yeah, anytime, buddy. You gotta tell me what your real name is, though, man. I always call you Ray. Is it Ray? Is it Ray, A-Ray? Answer me right now, please. I always call you Ray. I feel bad. I got Max. Adam. Okay, Adam, what's up, man? Thank you for telling me that finally. Well, you might have told me in the past, but I don't remember. My question, what do you call a razor? What do you call razor sharp? Maxwell just asked me, what do I call razor sharp? I guess what I consider sharp, razor sharp would probably be hair whittling. Like once it starts hair whittling or blowing through hairs, because hair whittling is not as hard as like really just blowing through hairs, as you well know, Maxwell. It's a different thing. So I would say razor sharp would probably be like at that like popping hairs, like in almost hair whittling. That's probably like razor sharp for me. But there's sharper than razor sharp, guys. And yeah, when it starts blowing hairs both ways, that's like because again, guys, when you're whittling hair, hair has kind of a grain to it, And if you're going with the grain or against the grain, it's different. If you're going with the grain, it's a lot harder. If you're going against the grain, it easily catches and goes through. Yeah, if it shaves comfortably, that's a good way to think about it. If it shaves comfortably, that's hair, that's razor sharp essentially. But if it's like, I would say that like for me, razor sharp, like just smoke and edge would be like whittling both directions. That's pretty crazy. You could confidently shave your face. Yeah. If you can shave your face, that's razor sharp, essentially. Yeah. That's the best way to look at it. I would just thinking more in like the super sharp. Michael Christie sharp. Thank you, A-Ray. Thank you, Adam. That's what I'm talking about. How comfortably in shaving? Yeah, I don't like shaving, bro. Oh, gee. Outpost 76 just entered the room, I think, or he might have been here the whole time, sitting there in silence. But yeah, I hate shaving, guys. So shaving is not comfortable ever. Oh yeah, here we go. Mark just entered the room. Well, what's up, Mark? Yeah, I know. Gee, I hate it, man. I shave like I'll go like 4 months, and then I'll shave, and then I'll go another 4 months, and then I'll shave. I do it as little as I possibly can. Okay, so what's next? We got Banner 24/7 said we're bringing the Q's, you bringing that A. There it is, guys. Oh, I'm gonna grab a beer while I'm up. Oh, Sierra Nevada, guys. This is like brings me back to like my teenage years. I used to drink tons of Sierra Nevada when I was younger. I don't drink it as much anymore. I kind of like the microbrews more, but it's like one of the first like the IPA Indian Pale Ale before Indian Pale Ale was like the thing. I love this stuff. It's really good. But compared to other IPAs, it's kind of weak, somewhat. I'm gonna put it over here. Hey, BJ, what's up, buddy? You just missed. I just answered your question, dude. You're gonna have to go back and watch it. Okay, let's see. Where am I at? Sorry, it's kind of choppy, guys. As usual. James Ortiz, when are you getting out of the shop and working on another project? Enjoy your channel, whatever you're up to. Yeah, I just talked about that before, guys. This was the project I had on there, but I erased the footage on accident. So this was the last thing I worked on. This is the Shaman with a regrind. Super happy with how it came out. Especially being my first regrind. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get out there next. I might do some anodizing. I did just anodize this, although I didn't record. Those of you guys that don't follow me on Instagram probably didn't see this, but I anodized the clip. I rounded that over because this is actually sharper than my other one. So I anodized that. I anodized the back spacer to match that, and then I heat anodized the thumb stud. So kind of to match the inlay, but it came out really good. I like it. I actually probably gonna sell this guy. So if anyone's interested in it, yeah, thanks, Adam. A-Ray said, dude, I'd actually like to see what you could do in an actual knife shop. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing this in my garage, guys. Like I said, I did this on a 1x30 grinder from Harbor Freight, and then hand sanded the rest of it. So yeah, I'd love to get in a real shop and see what I could do. Even in my old job when I worked on boats, we had a full metal shop where they had like end mills and lathes, and we had a bead blaster. So I've done a lot of metal work in my work as a carpenter. I did a lot of work on metal as well. So that would be cool, just to be back there and be able to get in that shop. I would love to be able to bead blast. I'd be able to do so much more stuff. So even though I know how much Ryan loves bead blasting. And if you guys know, you know. But let's see, where am I at? Matt Nelson, favorite knife you own and the favorite knife that you don't own? That's a really good question, bud. My favorite knife I own at the moment, this is really tough. I have it in front of me, but yeah, Outpost said he has it. Yeah, he actually, that's one of them. That's one of them, G. My Fortis 2.0 is definitely one of my favorite knives, for sure. But I have to say, I think this guy wins right now. And 70 Dodgeman said my CRK, and yeah, this is the second. It's super close between these two. I love them both so much, and I could go back and forth with them all day long. Like, oh, they're both amazing. And this one's not as fidgety, you know what I mean? Like, as far as like, I mean, obviously, like we're talking Shirogorov, but they're both amazing knives, and they both have amazing grinds. They're both very functional. They're both extremely comfortable in hand. It's hard not to love both of these knives. They're both my favorites, and my Fortis too. But yeah, dude, Super Steel Steve just asked BP69 when we getting the 5 knife video. And yes, BP, where is the 5 knife video? We have been waiting for that since the 1st of January. Where is it, buddy? So yeah, moving along. Let me see. Oh, and then the knife that I don't have. And people don't forget is what Steve says. The knife I don't have that I really want. One of them is the CRK 21. I've never handled a 21, and I really want to try one. Having even, thinner grind than the Nkosi, and supposedly a little bit broader handle. I've never handled one, so I really want to check that out. I'm really intrigued by that, and I want to try a 21, and I am actually going to get to, because BJ Hill is sending me his. So that's why he said trying to wait a minute, because I am going to have BJ's in my hand, and I'm super excited to try that. Yeah, he said, Steve said the handle's a little bit thinner on the 21, but someone else told me it's a little wider, Steve. Is that true? Like it's a little thicker handle, but maybe skinnier this dimension? No? Okay. I don't know. Who told me that? One of you guys did. Told me that the 21's a little wider, thicker. Thinner all around. Huh, maybe I won't like it better than the 25 then. Their hands are broken. That's what Steve said. This knife fits my hand so perfectly, guys, with the inlays. I don't know if I would change it. So I don't know. Maybe the 21. Someone else said thinner. I know that the blade grind is thinner, so I'd love that, but I don't know if I'd love a thinner handle, because this thing fits my hand so perfectly. So I don't know. And then, yeah, I'd love to try a 21, but there's a few customs out there that are like, dude, I'd love to try. I've kind of got most of the knives that I really wanted to try this year. I have 2 Hinderers in my possession right now. I got this guy because I couldn't help myself, and then I got one from Mark recently, a full-size Hinderer. This is the skinny. I got these are both 3.5 inch blades, but yeah, I Love Knives says I will love the 21. So I'm really intrigued to try the 21. This is a great knife, and before I might have said this, or like a Microtech or something, but I have those now. So you guys are going to get to see some of those reviews coming soon. And then, dude, this is one of my favorite knives right now, too. I forgot to mention this guy. This Shaman just kind of entered the, one of my favorites. $10. Ooh, we got a little bit of a wager going here. Steve just said he bets $10 that I don't like the 21 better than the Nkosi. So I'm curious to see. So moving along, let me see where we're at. What's my current favorite knife? That was another one we already said. Right at the moment, I'd probably say the Shirogorov. But Steve said he knows my hands like the back of his hand. Yeah. Steve, you do know my hands because I think we know each other very well, even though we've never met. It's amazing, but we know why, Steve. Nice, G. Okay, Banner2047 said, Kenny, in a runway walk. Jesus God, Kenny, in a runway walk off for Knife Community Top Model, who would win the Fierce Left Turn event? You or Daddy-O EDC? And then there was a comment on his comment that said Sales Guy. So Sales Guy wins. But no, that's a funny one. But Ryan, I don't turn right. I mean, I can only turn right. I don't go left, so Mason wins, man. He's better looking anyways. So that was a good one. Jersey Knife Guy asks, Kenny, my question is this: can I pluck a couple of them little hairs off your chest, bro? Thanks, bro. Dude, those are my only hairs, bro. If you pluck them, I ain't gonna have anything left, dude. I don't have much on my chest, so, and I don't shave anything either. I'm just weird like that. I got a hairy face. I got hairy legs. I got hairy arms down here, but it kind of gets thinner up here. I got weird hair patterns, man. So I don't know. If you pluck those, I ain't gonna have any hair on my chest left, which isn't that big of a deal. I don't really care, but yeah, that was a good one, dude. It had me laughing. OC Omega Shadow asks, what is your 6 favorite knife brand and model types? That is, that I'm a little confused by the question, just a little bit. He's asking, what is your 6 favorite knife brand and model types? That, I don't know if he's asking like, what's my 6 favorite knives and then the models of that knife brand. I'm not fully following, but if I had to pick 6 favorite brands, that's a lot, but I'd probably say, my American made, well, let's say CRK, Spyderco, and Benchmade. You guys probably already know that, right? CRK, Spyderco, Benchmade. Shirogorov has to enter that list now just because I love that the Shiro. And then I have 2 Chinese makers that I want to add to this. And the reason for that is because they usually make collaborations with American designers and makers, and they make them amazingly. And those 2 are We and Riot, for sure. Dude, Riot does some amazing stuff, and their blade steels. We've been seeing that they definitely do a really good job with their blade steels. They go above and beyond with their grinds, using like water, or not water cooled, but like cooling when they're doing their grinds. A lot of it's hand grind. A lot of their knives are hand ground. And they do sharpening. Their sharpening is done with cooling. So, yeah, really stoked about what Riot's doing. As far as We goes, this is probably one of my, the nicest We knives I've ever handled, for sure. This is probably like, I mean, look at that action. But the fit and finish, just everything about this knife is spectacular. Wee's doing some awesome stuff. And they're even getting better with their heat treating and stuff. So really, really impressed with what Wee's doing right now. So those are my 6 favorite brands. And then as far as the models go for those brands, well, like these obviously are the only ones I have in those 2 brands. So CRK and Shiro, those are my favorite models. We got the F95 NL and the Nkosi full size. As far as Spyderco, maybe the Para 3. Para 3, it's kind of like it's been a go-to for me for so long, and it was the knife that broke me and everything, so it's hard for me to not say the Para 3. Although, there's a lot of really good Spydercos that I love. The military is awesome. The Spidey Chef. I mean, there's so many good ones. So many good knives out there, but so many good knives from Spyderco. And then Benchmade. My favorite Benchmade is probably gonna be. Oh, gee, you're gonna love this. Yeah. My favorite Benchmade right now, guys. Oh yeah, I forgot something. In the knife, the Franken knife question, I didn't talk about the mechanism. My favorite mechanism, and the axis lock's probably one of my favorite mechanisms, although the Omega springs and other things about it, like the phosphor bronze washers, aren't ideal in every situation, and they require a little bit better like tolerancing and stuff like that. So what I would say is I'd probably do the axis lock like from the Anthem, where the Anthem has, instead of having Omega springs, it has a spring coil, a coil spring. It also has bearings. So even though I like phosphor bronze washers too, as long as the tolerancers are done correctly. But this is probably my favorite Benchmade right now as far as models go. And then Wii and Riot, I mean, these are probably my two favorite, my favorite Wii, my favorite Riot right now. Not this specific one, probably my G10 version I like a little bit better than this guy. That's why this one's probably gonna be sold. So if you guys are interested, let me know again. And then this, yeah, even though I like my Fortis a little bit better design-wise, this is just spectacular. Everything about this knife as far as fit and finish, this knife's spectacular. So yeah, those are my six favorite, whatever you want to call it. Moving on, Howard Shepard asks, what started you in knives and when? And also, what's your career, assuming you're not full-time YouTube? Yeah, that's a good one, bro. If anything, I spend money on this channel. I don't make money. But yes, I am monetized now, but I mean, not making much, obviously. And then I know that was rhetorical or a joke, but when I got started in knives, when I started liking knives, I was really young. Triple X, yeah, buddy, I'm a porn star. That's my day job, or I should say night job. But yeah, so I started liking knives from a kid. I've been, yeah, Steve, you blew my cover, bro. But I've loved knives since I was a kid. My dad had knives all over the place in a shop, at the house. He had machetes from when I was a kid. My dad's Jamaican and Lebanese. He was born in Jamaica. That's why I have curly hair. You know, my mom's a white girl from Missouri. My dad's from Jamaica. But I had machetes around me all my life. Growing up in California, you know, we had a chicken coop in my backyard, and then I had a machete in my hand from, as you know, my mom, someone said, Jesus, I thought you were Italian. I am Italian. My mom's Italian, and Irish and German, but I'm mostly Italian on my mom's side. But yeah, so my dad always had machetes. I was always cutting shit down with my machetes. I almost cut my toe off when I was 10. I sticking it in the ground, almost cut my toe off. But I always had knives in my hand, you know. I was always cutting shit. I was always, I'm a mutt, just like you, Max. But I always had knives. And then my dad, he had like a Bowie knife or Bowie knife that I loved. I always used to take it out of his drawer every time he was away, and you know, I'd pull it out, which was a lot. He was always at work. That's a whole nother thing. But oh man, I'm not even gonna say what. I'm not gonna repeat that, Steve. I always had knives and always was always into knives, dude. I had a Swiss Army when I was really young. Don't know what happened to any of my Swiss Army knives. I had all kinds of different knives, Kershaws and different ones, and I remember when Benchmade was, I remember all those knives when I was a kid, and when Hinderer was coming out. Like, I remember all that stuff, but I wasn't as into knives until, you guys know, the knife that broke me, that if you go back and watch that video, the Para 3 Spyderco, it was the original S30V. I don't have that one with me right now. This is the Crewwear Knife Center. But yeah, all the ladies and god damn it, Steve. So yeah, the Para 3 was the knife that broke me. It was the one that kind of just slingshotted me into the knife community, where I hadn't been paying attention for a long time, and then when I saw it again, it was like, dude, like, it had completely changed. Knife steels were off the charts, so many different knife steels, and just everything was crazy. So if you go back to watch my knife that broke me, you can see a little bit more into that. There was another one. There was the Southern Grind Bad Monkey, was a knife that one of the boat owners gave me for working on their boat, for going above and beyond for them. And that knife was the one that kind of just went, like, I didn't even use that knife for like 4 years. I was so nervous because it was so expensive, in my opinion, at the time. And now I got knives like, dude, this Shiro, I bought it, and within freaking 5 minutes I had this thing stuffing it through cardboard. But yeah, now it's a different story. But back then I was so nervous to use it. I wish I'd gotten in back then, to be honest. But yeah, so that was what started me in it. Moving forward, I got Banner 24/7 again saying, Kenny, how did you figure out how to mod the world's greatest shaman, but then you haven't figured out how to make me a niece and nephew? Oh, I think that was just a funny question. I mean, all his questions are just funny questions. But yeah, haven't had kids yet. And it's not because I don't want them. It's not because my wife doesn't want them. It's just because it's just timing, guys. I know they say, like, you're never going to be ready. It's never the right time. You never, you're never going to be ready. But at the same time, I'm a firm believer in not, like, jumping to, like, do things. Like, for instance, I've always wanted a dog. Like, my whole life, I've wanted a puppy. Like, I wanted a golden retriever, specifically. I've wanted a golden retriever puppy since I was probably 6 years old. I've had dogs throughout my life. My grandpa died, we got his dog. So I've had dogs, but I've never gotten that puppy that I wanted, you know what I mean? And now I could easily just go get a puppy. Like, Danny and I both want a dog. We could go get a puppy easily. But would it be responsible? No. We move around a lot. If we travel, if we do things, if we, yeah. Jumping too fast. I'm 35. Steve says I'm not a fan of jumping into things. Yeah, I'm 35 years old, guys. I'm definitely not. At this point, I wouldn't be jumping into anything. But I just we do a lot, man. We do a lot of stuff that it doesn't fit us right now. Yeah, stop sticking it in her belly button. Yeah. But it feels so good. So anyways, we don't have the ability right now. For one, Danny wants to have her family near her. They're in Florida, so that's one thing that keeps us from having kids. I don't really care. I don't care if my family's around, but that's because I have siblings. Danny's an only child, so she likes her family. Yeah, I do want kids someday, and it's getting late, so we don't have much time left. But we might have kids eventually here in the next like 3 or 4 years. I don't know what's gonna happen yet. So it's definitely like one of those things. I feel like I'm part of Idiocracy. If you guys have seen that video, that movie, it's definitely like Idiocracy. Like, I'm trying to be responsible and not bring children in the world when I'm not necessarily ready for it. And then there's guys out there that probably shouldn't have kids that have already had 6. So we might be on our way to an interesting future for this world. But yeah, great movie, Adam. Yeah, it is. I love that movie, but it's way ahead of its time. And I think that's it. Yeah, guys, that was actually the end of the questions. I think I got everybody. Skipped around a lot, so. Excuse me. That was gross. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I think that's the end. I'm gonna try and catch up. New baby, budget blades. Yes, big. Guys, I would have to sell a lot of my. I wouldn't be buying knives like this just irresponsibly if I had kids. So and that's not the reason, you know. Like, I'd rather have a kid than have a new Chavez, but yeah, it's just a lot of things combined. So that's the end of the questions. So at this point, we can all just talk and chat and have a good time. Or you guys can ask me any of the questions that you didn't get to ask me, and I'll be able to answer. Oh, no, live through your knives, not some kid. Kids are super drop shutty. Yes, they are. Super drop shutty. I love kids. I got nothing wrong. I got kids all around me right now. My neighbor they have a kid. They're about to have another one. My neighbor right next to me has kids. My buddy just had his second kid. Babies all around me. My sister has 6 kids. She had all the kids that my family needs. So she's made my mom happy. They have a bunch of grandkids, and even though my dad will never be happy until I have a kid, because I'm the last male of my last name. So, and my brother's already too old to have kids at this point. Uncle Kenny, yeah, I am seriously Uncle Kenny, man. My sister just wasted no time, bro. Had her first kid at like 21, and she's had 5 since. At least she waited to have the second one until she had a decent husband. But yeah, I got 6 rad little nieces and nephews. Actually, mostly nieces. I have 5 nieces, guys. I'm gonna have to headbutt some motherfuckers. Do you use lapping films with your KME? Oh, BJ asked if I use lapping films with my KME. I do not, and the reason for that, there's a few different reasons I did that, but originally I went with the strops, and says no. Kenny just looks at the KME and it lapped themselves. Yeah. I don't use the lapping films. I used the strops for a while, like going through the strop progression, but honestly, it's a waste of time in some cases to me. Mirror edges in general, I got over that really quick. I was mirroring every edge when I first got it, and I was like, worried about every little scratch. Like, I didn't do the 300 long enough, and I realized a long time ago, like, that was a fruitless endeavor. It just doesn't seem like worth the work. In the end, it actually does hurt your edge stability in some cases, because you refine an edge past what the capability of that steel at that hardness is. If we were taking M390 to 64 HRC, then yes, I would probably get that thing down to sub half micron or whatever. But he said I wasn't a lot of mirror edges. Yeah, mirror edges kind of lose the life a little bit sometimes. D2 with a fine polish is sometimes garbage, depending on the D2 though. If you get good D2, I'm sure a polished edge would work good, But it's what we're getting, guys. It's really just a waste of time, a lot of the polished edges. I find that go to 1500, strop it to remove the burr. That's enough for me. And honestly, on a lot of knives, on certain steels that are done right, a 1500 edge, you can see, look at that bouncing off. That's a 1500 edge, guys. I see a lot of reflection there. God damn it, I'm burping like crazy. So depending on the steel, let me see. Where's my I don't have it here. But some of the steels, if they're hard enough, man, that 1500 comes off almost mirror edge. So I don't see any need to go anything past mirror, past like 1500, and then I'll strop it on. With 1500, I go to an 8 micron strop. When I go to 600, like with my tool steels and stuff, I go to a 16 micron strop, and then I usually finish on 8 micron, and then I hit the kangaroo leather. Let's see. Are you sub to Mature Ramen? I don't know how do you say. Did I say that right, Mature? Are you sub to PewDiePie? PewDiePie. I don't even know who that is, bro. I'm being perfectly honest with you. I don't know. Polish tends to slide over and not bite in. Yeah, sometimes. Depending on the steel, though, some of them get really sticky. So, not as good as something, Steve. I don't know what he was answering there. I didn't see what the first comment was. I used to have every stone KME offers. Now I only use 3 stones, 300, 600, and 1500 here and there. Yeah, honestly, BJ, I use lower stones, especially with shit like, dude, what steel? What is this? Oh, this Hinderer, man. If I didn't use the 50 grit stone, I would have been there forever. Oh, this too. Oh my gosh. This thing had such a small bevel, this Shiro. It took so long to reprofile with, I think I used 140, and it just took forever. So yeah, reprofiling can be gnarly if you don't use something lower than 300. 600 grit on 4V is crazy. Yes, G. Dude, 600 grit on 4V almost looks like 1500 on other steels. It's crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Like some steels, why would you even want to polish it past like even 600 on some steels? It's crazy. And then, yeah, Maxwell, 4V is bonkers. That's Steve's ally. 4V is heavily. Is heavily? What was that supposed to be, Steve? Oh, Steve is PewDiePie? Okay. What's up, PewDiePie? Second most sub YouTube. KME, KME's DMT stones are half the price and just fine. They have DMT stones. I know they have the gold series, and I don't know what their lower class stone is. Is that DMT, Maxwell? Am I a blacksmith? No. No, I'm not. I'd love to do some bladesmithing. I'd love to hammer some steel, man. I'd love to try it out, but I don't have the means right now. Like I don't have somewhere I can set up like a kiln and stuff like that. So I have to wait. My garage now, I'm actually I might get some type of thing to do like a heat treating, but I don't have any way of like actually like hammering on steel. And I worry about my carpal tunnel syndrome. Holding on to a hammer and hammering on steel for hours on end, I don't see it working out for my hands. I'd probably have to use a power hammer, which is probably pretty expensive. Let's see, where am I at? That's why I freehand. Yeah, I understand that, BP. I'm trying to get better at freehanding for sure. I did freehand this primary grind. That was all freehand, so, and that's much easier, I know. But I'm getting better, and I'm still working on it. I have DMT stones, and I have Veneve. I have Veneve diamond stones, so I've been working on it, and I'm trying to get better. I don't have a lot of time to work on it, though. Sometimes I just got to get it sharpened, and I just go KME. Let's see, where am I at? No, he's skinny. Yeah. IG pics, baby. Yeah. Heavenly. Oh, Heavenly. Thank you, Steve. I was like, heavily? What the fuck are you talking about? Some of these, I'm not sure what you guys are saying. Oh, Adam says he's proud of me for not knowing who PewDiePie is. Yeah, I have no idea, or I didn't. Stick with the gold series. Yeah, I'm fine with the gold series. I just got a new 300 grit stone because I used up that 300 grit stone with with Maximate. Maximate, you can't go below 300, so you're using 300 to reprofile your knife, and it definitely took away some of that 300 grit. Let's see. Steve says Kiefer can polish his steel anytime. Man, it is getting real in this room. Boat smithing. Yeah, boat smithing is what I did. Oh, so it's an 1/8 inch narrower than the gold class, but $10 off. Hold on, sorry. But off Cammy's site. Yeah. Motorboating? Yeah. Yeah, I like the gold series, BP. He's saying he likes the gold series better than any diamond plates. Yeah, the gold series works great for me. I like it a lot. What is this, Asher? What are you talking about? These are just a bunch of guys talking shit. That's what it is. Just having a good time. I'm a blacksmith on the Love Boat. That's it. Oh, Sam, I'm sorry. I missed your comments. I was trying to get through the questions. Okay, here we go. Sam. What? I just saw that question, Sam. I don't know what you were talking. That wasn't a question. That was just you talking about your half mass getting on the bus, dude. There was no question there. I'm not gonna go all the way back, dude. Ask me again if it was really important. I can't go all the way back. There's too many. I'm doing this on my phone here, guys, so I'm trying to do it while I'm talking to you. Why in recommendation? Oh! That was my iPad hitting the floor. Holy fuck. It's okay. I think. Seems to be okay. I'm going to try and get this on my iPad while I'm going so I can read these better. Do some successful morning routine. Maxwell said the golds are nice, but not 2 times as nice. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried the other ones. I got the 130. Yeah, I did, Kiefer. I was super stoked. It was fun, man. And yeah, you can do just about anything with the 1x30 grinder, but yeah. Illuminati. Venive has a new OCB stones that fixed previous issues with scratch pattern and fine grits. Okay. Yeah, I worked with the fine grits a little bit in the reprofiling of my of the primary grind here, and they worked fine for me. I didn't have any issues with the scratch pattern. It came out really good, so I'm pretty stoked with how the Venive felt good to me using the fine grits. Okay, their coarse stone works nice on Maxwell, their coarse stone. I thought you said is that like the 300 or is that coarse or extra coarse? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's the coarse stone. Okay. The BJ asked how long it took me to wear my 300 stone out. Oh man, I don't know how many knives it was, BJ. I don't know how many knives I've sharpened with that thing. I've had it for over a year, maybe a year, and probably 5 knives a week. I don't know. A lot of knives, dude. A lot of knives. And the Maximate took its toll. on that stone. Cause, yeah. As long as you don't use a lot of pressure, they last a lot longer. When you start pushing down hard, I don't use a lot of pressure because I just knew that wasn't the way to do it anyways. You'll get it sharper if you don't use a lot of pressure, but yeah. I know that's one way that people, I feel like, ruin those stones. Oh, hey, Outpost left. All right, later, bro. Thanks for stopping by, G. Love my gold series. Yeah, Kiefer, good stuff. Oh, Swig said, no way I'm 35. I look 20. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I'm an old man. No, I'm not old. I'm not old. But yeah, I'll be 36 in about, what is it, like 4 months? It's hard for me to believe, to be honest with you, man. Flew by. Let's see where we at. Am I related to John Wick? No. This is our next president. Oh my god. Holy shit. No way, bro. I am not a politician by any means. I would probably piss off a lot of people. It's the olive skin, yeah. Keeps me young. Ouch. Adam A-Ray says, go fund me for a new iPod. Yeah, dude, or iPad. God damn. You got a case on it right now. Yeah, I do have a case on it, but it's not a good one. It's like one of those ones you flip. I've had it since I got it. It's an pretty old iPad now, and it's falling apart. Oh yeah, let me bring up the video here. I don't know if I can though, if I'd be able to watch it. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna try because it'll probably be here in the probably not gonna work out. Sell a knife, buy an iPad, yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you were telling me that before, BP. You were saying, BP says, like, he had a weird inconsistency on his scratch pattern on the Veneve. I haven't had that issue. I didn't see it. But, you know, I also wasn't, like, sharpening. I mean, I feel like I would have seen it even more so while doing something like this because you got a much broader surface, so you'd see any weird scratch pattern. But I didn't really notice, like, inconsistent scratch pattern. Maybe they fixed the problem. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But let me try and catch up. Oh, Steve, you bought a 6x1? Oh, what, the Veneve? You bought a Veneve 6x1? Maybe they had shitty 6x1s for a while or something. Yeah, oh, I was going to get one of those little 2x3 Maxwell. I was going to get one of those, but oh, you have the whole set now. What, the 6x1, Steve? Like, I know we were talking about that one time, but am I addicted to knife sharpening is what Matur Rothman. Am I saying your name right? Matur Ramen. Matur Ramen? Am I saying that right, or am I just butchering the shit out of your name right now, dude? Yeah, we talked about that before, Steve. Do you find that the scratch pattern's inconsistent on yours? I am not addicted to knife sharpening, Mature. To be honest, I enjoy knife sharpening when I want to knife sharpen, but sometimes, holy crap, sometimes it's like I can't keep up because I'm trying knives that that are part of the Apex pass round group. I have to I have all these knives to use. Well, the Apex I don't have to sharpen, but yeah, like so many knives to sharpen, and I'm using so many knives, and sometimes I get backed up, and I have loaners I have to sharpen, and all these things, and It's fun as long as I don't have to do it. Once it's like to the point where it's like, oh my god, I got to catch up, then it's not fun anymore. It becomes a chore. So I do love sharpening. I love like the just being able to really tune in and dial in and get an edge like screaming sharp. I really do love it, but there are also steels that just aren't fun. Some steels are fun to sharpen, and some are just a chore. So I hope that answers the question without. I hope it makes sense. Do I play video games? No. I wish I had time to play video games. I have played video games. I played video games when I was a kid. I had Nintendo. I didn't have Nintendo 64. I had Genesis. I played video games. I had Call of Duty. Like, I liked that game. It was fun to play with my friends every now and then. I remember, what was it? Not Call of Duty. What was the one that you used to have to play at like a LAN, like you'd have to go to like a computer place and like you'd all be playing in I forget what it's called. You guys will probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you couldn't even play. You'd have to be in the same room. That was before internet was so readily available. But I do have Call of Duty, and I enjoyed playing that for a little while there, but I don't have time to do it anymore. I don't play any video games. Yeah, I don't know, BP. I don't know if they fixed it or not. I don't know if mine's the OCB bonded. I think mine is just the regular ones. I don't know. I make porno video games. Yeah, I make porno games. It's cool. That's where I like to spend my time. Yeah, they were warped. Yeah, see, mine were pretty flat. My Veneve stones were pretty flat. Well, maybe because it's like such a small stone you got. How thick are those? Are they a ½ inch thick? Yeah, Steve says they were concave on one side, convex on the other. That's brutal, dude. A necessary evil of the process? That's what they told you? That's ridiculous. Do you do successful people daily routine? You should try it. Man, guys, sometimes you might say something and I'm just like, have no idea what you're talking about. Part of that is I'm kind of like oblivious to what's going on, like in the world. I don't watch news. I don't really keep up with current affairs. And the reason I don't watch the news is because it's a bunch of bullshit most of the time. Some of it's important stuff that everyone needs to know. Most of it's just a bunch of bullshit to make people scared, put fear in people's, like, there's a lot of reasons I don't watch the news, but I don't keep up with current affairs. So if you say something and I have no idea what you're talking about, I'm also feel like an old guy sometimes. I'm not like into like all of the Instagram and all that stuff and Twitter and all these things. So I have no idea what some of that is. Sorry about that. You might have to explain. I don't know what successful people daily routine is. Yeah, that would be a defect in my eyes. BP says that's a factory defect. Oh, 3/4 of an inch, Steve? And they're still like a banana? Oh, Adam had to run. Later, bro. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Oh, the 8x3s were pretty flat, BP. Yeah, mine are super flat, but they're the big ones. They're the big stones. It's like 3x8. Yeah. Oh, so yours are flat and they were the 3x8. So yeah, I think the problem must be in those small ones. That's crazy though, Steve. I can't believe they told you that shit. That's bull. Just got a large Nkosi on your recommendation. Can't wait to get it. Awesome, buddy. That's awesome, man. Stoked. You're going to love it, dude. I don't know how you couldn't. I mean, of course, I'm glad I could do it. I love this knife. Absolutely. There's not much to hate about it. Man, I don't know. I don't know how you could hate this knife or not love it, but if you don't, man, I'm sure there's plenty of people that'll grab it from you. Let's see, where am I at? Sometimes I get behind here, guys. Sorry. Okay, I'll search. Yeah, I'll search it, Matur. I'll have to check it out. I've never heard of that before. I'll have to write it down. Successful people daily routine. I'll have to try and remember that. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's weird, Steve. That's freaking crazy. Yeah, I agree. I love knives. News is it's a business. They're trying to get views. You know, they're trying to create hype, create negative hype, whatever it is. They're trying to create something to get you to watch. The whole thing about, oh, hey, there's something in your fridge that'll kill you. Back at 11, it's like, what? No, tell me now. What if I can't see it at 11? Like, what the fuck? It's bullshit. Yeah, the actual abrasives are only 0.05, so 5/10 thick. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. So you had to wear away all the stone just to get it flat. That's crazy, dude. That's nuts. All right, Maxwell. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you enjoyed it. Recently passed away, and I've been watching your channel a lot recently. I'm so sorry, Danny. Okay, so there's Danny570 said, hey man, my best friend has recently passed away, and I've been watching your channel a lot. I just got chills, bro. I'm so sorry, man. Watching your channel a lot recently to take my mind off of it. His channel was Ice Wallow Cum. Swallow cum. If you're fucking with me and you just did that, man, that's messed up, dude. Your friend's gonna die now. If he was a loyal subscriber, I hope that's a joke, dude. Or if it's not and that's his screen name, I'm sorry for laughing. But whoa, dude. Yeah, I hope that was actually his screen name. But I mean, it might have been his screen name. I'm so sorry if he did pass, though, man. That's really sad. It's never fun when your friends pass, dude. I can't even explain. Big boy Bigo said, Granny just fell down the stairs, but I saw there's a live stream. Oh, jeez. What's up, Kyle? Kyle entered the room. Bro, I answered your question a long time ago, but it was a cool question. I like the Franken knife question. Yeah, sorry for your loss, Danny. I really hope I hope his name was his joke, but I don't remember his name. He might have been one. I don't always pay attention to the screen names, try and read it like that. But when I read it out loud, it just sounded really funny. So I'm sorry. But he probably meant it to be that way. So he seemed like a pretty funny guy, I guess. Two things in the world that are overrated. This is from Swigs. CRK and Super Still Steve. Damn. Swigs. The Super Still Steve says, Swig, facts. I honestly, to be honest, I know a lot of people say that CRKs are overrated. I don't know if you're being serious or joking, Swigs, but I know you were joking about Super Still Steve, or maybe not, but this is... I don't think these are overrated, or yeah, okay, you were joking. All right, thank you, Swigs. I didn't think you were. Didn't think you were being serious, but yeah, that's they're not overrated at all. They're just great. Okay, Danny. All right, Jesus Christ, man. I'm glad you were joking. Because I felt like an asshole when I laughed. A lot of people didn't think you were joking though from the comments. It's basically like famous people do in a day. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'd like that material. I'm not really into the people things. Like when you have those people magazines and you got to read what Brad Pitt ate for lunch. I don't really give a shit. That's also why I don't understand why people put what. I mean, I understand like if you cook dinner and you're like, oh, here I ate this or I made this. This is cool. That's cool. Putting every single meal of your day is just kind of like, what the fuck? I don't need to know what you ate for lunch. Are you gonna start showing me your bowel movements next? Yeah, I don't really understand that, and I don't give a shit what famous people do. But maybe this will be like cool to watch and see what they do. The Knife Junkie podcast on YouTube was interesting this week. Tim Reeve was on for an hour and gave a history lesson and talked about the new 31. Oh, that sounds really intriguing, Mark. I might have to go back and try and. I don't really keep up with podcasts usually, but that sounds like it'd be really fun to watch. So I might have to go check that one out. Or listen to, whatever, I mean. News is like those cringy clickbait YouTube vids. Yeah, it really is. I totally agree, BP. Super Still Steve, your YouTube vids are freaking awesome. Yes, they are. Watch them all. So have I. Now watching them over again. Yeah. No, Steve, I love you, bro. You're great, man. Steve is like my spirit animal. No, I'm just kidding. If you guys don't know Steve and Banner 24/7, they are like my. Banner said this. Ryan said this, but Steve is like one part of me, and Ryan is the other part. And that's why I think I love them so much. They're like some of my best buds on here. But Ryan is like my more calculated and just that like articulate part of me, and like just trying to articulate my language and all that stuff. And then Steve is like my raw dog, in your face, go fuck yourself attitude. So I honestly love both of you guys so much because we are all so much alike. I love it. But anyways, yeah. Where am I at? Yeah, Danny, that was crazy, bro. You kind of shocked me on that one. From watching them, I believe what I was doing wrong. I don't know what you're saying, Andrew. Maybe I missed something. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I hope. Yeah. It was Steve's. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out, BP. There's a dwarf on my shoulder. Is it Steve? It's got to be Steve. Swigs, I'm carrying the 21 right now. Good, Steve. Oh, I want one, man. I want to check it out. It's a hillbilly. Apparently, it makes you successful. You know, Mutter, I think success is all a matter of perception, you know? I think success all depends on whether you think you're successful or not. I don't know, man. A lot of people would say success is having a lot of money, or I think it all just depends. What's up, Joe? Joe just entered the room, and Kiefer just came back. I think success is different depending on who you are and what you think is success. I feel successful already. I know I'm not the most successful person. I don't make a whole lot of money. Yeah, Joe. But I just, I'm happy with my life. I love my wife. I love my friends. I've lost friends. I've chosen friends. I've left friends behind because of the choices they make. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want that to sound bad, but it's like, I think you realize throughout your life, like, what's actually doing you. Yeah, Mark says, handling a lot of awesome knives. Success is handling. It's pretty nice. I think it all just depends, I think that it's all about perception. So I feel like I'm pretty successful. I like who I am. I like who I've become over time. And I may not be rich. I'm not even close. But I'm just happy to be part of this community now. I feel like I feel like I'm a success here in some sense, even though I know a lot of guys don't even know I exist, and most guys don't even know I exist. And in the sense of like YouTube world, I'm just this small little tiny little peon. So I know that I'm not successful on here, but just the fact that I can help you guys, the guys here in this room that can appreciate it, I think that's what matters. You know what I mean? That's what matters to me in the first place. And that's why I don't give a shit if I ever have 150,000 subscribers or 30,000 like Apostle fucking Dickwad. But honestly, if I can say that I don't have to be that guy, I'm a success, man. That guy's a piece of shit. In my opinion. That's, in my opinion, that's a success to not be that kind of guy, because as long as I'm real with you, with my wife, with the people around me, I am truthful. I try to be as honest as I possibly can. That's it, man. That's all I care about. Yeah, Kiefer says I'm your sub, and that's success. That's it, bro. Kiefer's on my side. That's all that matters, bro. Really. Speaking of circus midgets, this is why Joe is. Oh, fucking Steve. Oh, how long you can hold your pee, Kiefer? Dude, if that's the case, then I was a success at the age of 15 way more than I am now, because I can't hold my pee for shit these days, dude. Way less, man. Because I can deep throat a balloon. Oh man, Steve, that's pretty harsh. I call my kids circus midgets. Nice. Oh, thanks, Joe. I appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to do my best, man. I don't know. BP wants to see Steve deep throat a balloon. Yeah, no, I know, Mark. Having the Shiro, guys, this is like Grail. This is Grail territory. So is this. These, I didn't expect to get these knives this year. I wanted to get a custom, which if you guys watch the beginning or if you missed the beginning, I think it's bullshit that I can't get a custom because I want it to be custom made for me. Can't seem to get that. So, yeah, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs here in this live feed. Does he have AIDS for real? Oh my god. Can we talk about my farts? Dude, you been queefing? You been queefing or farting? Because it's I be queefing is the name. That's our screen name here. I think it's up in the air. So BJ said, get in where you fit in and be happy with what you have and the people you surround yourself with. Well said, BJ. In my opinion, that's success, dude. As long as you're happy with who you are and what you represent and the people you're with and the people who represent you, you know what I mean? And it's not even about representation, but, oh, later, Patty. Patty's out. Is that what's up? I didn't see him say it. Oh, night, Patty. Thanks for stopping by, man. I didn't see where he said it, but I'm trying to catch up, guys. I know I'm kind of bad about this. I'm not used to these live feeds. Let's discuss my farts. Okay. All right. I've got a noisy butt. Yeah, Steve said he'll do it in the next vid if BP makes the top 5 vid. Dude, you're never going to live that down, BP. You're going to have to make it. Hey, Kiefer, but do you have Kenny on the notifications? Oh, that's a good question. Kiefer, do you have me on notifications? All notifications are turned off. Okay. Just make it right. Oh, come on, BP. Let's see a 5. Let's see the top 5 video. Yeah, Kiefer, you definitely need to handle one at least, man. Really great knives, man. I was blown away by the grind on this thing. So thin behind the edge. And the most controlled action I think I've ever witnessed or been able to handle. It's just so controlled. Oh, Kiefer said he's going to turn them on just for me. What a guy. All right, Patty. Take it easy, buddy. Oh, I don't know if I can repeat that one. Is he still making some of that Van X? I don't know if they're making Van X or not still. I know they have LMAX, they have S30, they have M390. I haven't seen any of the Van X lately. BJ said he'd buy a ticket to Steve Deep Throating a Banana Show. I think a lot of us would, dude. That'd be pretty freaking hilarious. Like a glove. All right, S90V. Yeah, S90V. You got it, Joe. Yeah, there's S90V as well. So, either way, guys, I think any kind of steel you get from Shiro, I think is going to be probably one of the best in that steel you've ever tried, because I think they do an excellent job with their heat treat. From what I can tell, at least, from this knife. The only LMAX I tried before this knife was Elliot from Sharp Thinking. His, what is it, the little, God damn it. Having a brain fart right now. Lion Spy, the little Lion Spy. So I tried his LMAX, and that is super soft compared to this. This took forever to reprofile, and this thing just took a screaming edge, like ridiculously keen. Yeah, little Lion Spy, and this thing is just ridiculous. And I cut so much shit with it already, and I stropped it a few times, and it just came right back. And I told Steve about this, but I haven't told anyone else about this. I actually dropped this knife. You're not gonna be able to see it, but when I was doing that walk, that hike with my wife, I was trying to take some artistic photo with this thing sitting on a pipe, and like I was gonna take this photo with the, beautiful scenery behind it, and this thing just goes, doop. Yeah, Steve, off a cliff. It goes, whew. Nowhere near. I'm like standing back. My wife goes, that's not a good idea. And I'm like, why? And the thing falls as I'm saying why. But it falls and hits rocks, essentially. It just fell right in the dirt and rocks, okay? And I was not excited to pick it up. Like, what did I just do to my knife, right? And it had a really nice edge on it still. I'd used it, but it was stropped back to like screaming sharp, like hair whittling almost. And literally the only thing you could see on the knife was like there's a little tiny nick right here that you can't even see. You guys can't even see this. This little tiny nick and some scratches on the pocket clip. And the edge, which took, I think, the brunt of it, has one little chip right here. Like tiny. Wouldn't even bother me. So when they say like hard, like high HRC means chippy, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's just what they're telling you so that they can keep feeding out 58 HRC M390 and everyone just keeps like fucking eat it up, man. I don't understand the fanboys, guys. I don't get it. Like, you're protecting a company that doesn't give a shit about you because they won't own up to having low HRC. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Let me try and catch up. Looks like you dropped it off a cliff. Yeah. Thing's hideous. Oh, Goatly, yeah. Yeah, we know, Joe. We know, buddy. Oh, you got one, Joe? Oh, dude. Okay. I'm not usually someone to ask somebody to borrow a knife, but if you ever feel like pretty nice about it, and you want to let me try it. No, I'm just kidding. I do want to handle a little native though. I've never handled a little native. I love the native. I really like it. I think I'd like a little native, but I don't know. I want to try one. And I don't want an S30V little native, to be honest. I wanted a 4V one, but I missed it. um, let's see. Yeah. Oh, Mark, I love that. Um, Not using your knife is like not sleeping with your girlfriend to save it for the next guy. Save it for the next guy. I agree, bro. Use your shit, man. Oh, yes. Mark, thank you. Oh, you like your HRC at 54? Nice and soft. Mmm. Yeah, buddy. That's the good stuff. Easy to sharpen. Nice and easy. How small is it, dude? You have such a collection right now. Oh, the Kruger Quayback. What? Don't want to try my Dolica? Yeah, Kiefer, you know it, dude. The Dolica's the shit. Um, Bailout, damn it. Oh, the Bailout, aka Cash Grab. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that Bailout. 57 HRC on Steve's Bailout. Woo! Man, those soft steels are so tough. 63 to 64 on his crewwear. Nice. Yeah, that's good stuff. It better be. Yeah, it's $700 knife. Dragonfly size? Is it that small? Oh my god. Dude, that's small. I don't know if I want it now, dude. That's tiny, Joe. That's a small knife, man. I like the dragonfly, but it's tiny. It's like literally like I cut open packages with it. That's just about it. Ah, what's up? Me with knives? What's up, dude? Dude, Joe, if what? You have two? Wait. Am I reading this right, Joe? Are you saying you have two little natives? Is that what you're saying to me, bro? Kiefer, that's what she said. Bailout might as well be. Oh, okay. So you have two Hoback Quaybacks in crewwear? Is that what you're saying, Joe? God damn it, I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to catch up and trying to read comments and because that's pretty impressive, dude. If you have two Quaybacks. Damn, dude. Well, when you use one and you feel comfortable, to send it my way. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do want to try a Quayback. They look pretty sick. I like the look of them. I like the idea. I mean, like, I still like yeah. I want to get a custom, guys. I really do. The whole thing about I can't order one, it kind of irritates me. So like the mid techs, those are like my kind of like my way of getting into that more of the custom type world without having to buy a custom that's not a custom for me. Knives like this, I get to try. Oh, Kiefer, yeah, make me a knife, buddy. Get a custom Kiefer. This is like my way of getting to try a Chavez because I can't order one. So this is my way of getting to try it. I really like it a lot. but it's definitely not, 5 mils thick with like a freaking 5 thousandths behind the edge either. Yeah, the blade style is a little weird, but I don't mind it. I don't really love trailing points, but this is the M390. This is the M390 Redemption 229 Riot M390, guys. If you have not seen Gerald from Outpost 76, he just did a video about Riot's M390. They do a good job. Gonna have some more coming up too, and M390 from Riot is done very well, and they do a good job with their grinding. This is so thin behind the edge. Let me go get my calipers, guys. Let's find out. I'll be the first one to check the behind the edge thickness of the 229. HRC on the Ramon. Is that what you said? We haven't had the HRC done. I had the HRC done on my my other Redemption Street, the G10 one, the black one I have with the satin blade. I got the HRC tested on that one at S35, and it was at 59, I believe, if I remember correctly. But it performs well, and it was right off the bat performed well. I didn't have to like remove I didn't have to sharpen it 3 times to. I'm gonna check the behind the edge thickness right now. I'm gonna have to sharpen it 3 times to actually see what it could do. Okay, so we're all zeroed out. Oh, I gotta. Oh God, it's even thinner than the other one. Oh man, you guys are gonna flip. Ten thousandths, boys. 10 thousandths. Oh my God. From 4mm stock. 12 thousandths by the belt, by where it starts to transition into the flat grind. $17 thousandths in the middle of the flat grind. And then 19 thousandths at the tip. That's freaking impressive. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this. Oh, I'm going to damage the edge. At least it's just a factory edge. Let's see if I can show you guys this. I don't know if it's going to be possible. You see, I've got it there. It's showing 11, but I'm trying to not fucking damage my knife, so that's why. Let's see something else. I want to see something, because this hollow grind is immaculately done. Okay, you guys see how far up the blade I am there? It's like about a 1/4 inch up the blade. 19 thousandths, boys. 1/4 inch up the blade, I'm in 19 thousandths. Just a few sharpenings on this guy, and you're still good. Just about freaking 4 years of sharpening on this guy, and you might actually get up to 20 thousandths. Probably longer than that. That's not behind the edge. Wait, what's up? Someone DM me with his address. With whose address? Honestly, paying more for M390. Sorry guys, I'm kicking my tripod. So what are you saying, Kiefer? What's behind the edge then? Are you saying like I gotta go like right to the tip or something? What are you gonna say? So, big difference between Redemption Street and Redemption 229. Look at those plunge grind, or look at my sharpening choil on this guy. Look at the sharpening choil here. They fixed it, guys. Holy crap. No, I know, I meant to be a 1/4 inch up the blade, Kiefer. I was trying to show you that. It was at 19 thousandths, a 1/4 inch up the blade. Yeah. No, I know. I definitely know that's not me. I know, I think you're joking, but anyways, look at that, guys. Look at that smile there. This has been a big issue with Riot, and that's, I know they've been known for that. Not bringing this choil out far enough to clear the plunge grind. So you get that big old smile right at the end. By the way, guys, this is a 15 degrees per side edge, and this thing is about 15 thousandths behind the edge. So they did a great job with this hollow grind. And then when they went ahead and did this one, the blades even, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this. So the blade's even broader. Not much broader, but it's definitely broader. It's going to be hard to show you. It's probably about an 1/8 inch broader. And that hollow grind is just, oh my gosh. It goes so high up. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see what Mark said. Yeah, the 229, the 229 is available, but it's only, as far as I know, it's only available on Ramon's site, on Chavez's site. They are, I believe, $350 for this version, and then they have a hand-rubbed finish that's $375, I believe, like another 25 bucks. I was thinking about doing it, but because it would have been beautiful, I'm sure, but I could do it. I'll just I'll just do it myself. Yeah, it's pretty sweet, Kiefer. He said he loves that hollow grind. Guys, holy crap. This hollow grind is done so amazingly. It's hard for me to show you. I'll have to show you guys when I do a video about it. But I think I did a first impressions on this video, on this knife this morning, so I'll show you unboxing and first impressions. But yeah, pretty amazing hollow grind on this guy. What did you say? Oh yeah, no, Kyle. There's only one hollow grind that has been better than this one, to be honest with you, and that's your Resenti. That thing is the most beautiful grind I've ever seen. It's amazing what he did on that thing. $25 for the hand rub. Yeah. Tell Steve. He'll go running. Actually, where is Steve? He's probably already halfway to Nevada by now for that $25 hand rub. I just spilled beer all over my face, fucking trying to pull it before I was done drinking. To say that. Jesus Christ. One beer down. Kiefer's wondering where the hand rubs are. I don't, Mountain Goats, yeah, starts car. Mountain Goat asks, does anyone know about Medford's S9 EV? I do not know anything about Medford's steel, to be honest with you. I don't think we've had any tested yet. I don't think any of us have Medford's, except for David from Blade Banner has a Medford, the Smooth Criminal. But I don't know if is that a true Medford, or is that like done by an outside manufacturer? I think that's a Medford, yeah. But yeah, those, I don't think he had that one tested. So I don't know if anyone's had a Medford tested. I would love to try a Medford. Yeah, hell yeah, Kiefer. You have a Medford, dude? BJ said he's on Steve's heels, but he's faster. Yeah, Steve's fast, man. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you with that belly, bro. Oh, you have a D2 Medford. Yeah, I'd love to try it, Kiefer, dude. Anytime, bro. I just want to try Medford just because I'd like to see what it's all about, you know. I know a lot of people talk in this community, man. We get so much hype and then negative hype, and you get so much bullshit, guys. And that's part of the reason I made this channel, man. It's just I'm tired of a bunch of people just saying things just because they hear it from someone else, and it's like, you know, that's bullshit. I mean, like, if you don't actually experience it yourself, how can you say it? So, I actually like things like, I mean, there's just so many, like, just so much misinformation out there. Yeah, I don't parrot. I don't want to say what someone else is. I actually don't watch a whole lot of other YouTubers right now. Like, I don't watch a whole lot of other YouTube channels except for like the ones that I really can, like, goddamn. I mean, Banner 24/7's videos are amazing. He's what I wish to be. I love the way he's so concise and very like on it with his vocabulary. I do know like all that, like I understand, I totally could, but I always get in the heat of the moment and I forget what I was gonna say, or I say it the wrong way or whatever. He's so awesome. Um, oh yeah, he said that the holograms are almost in the ballpark of some Ramon. I'd love to try it, check it out. Kiefer, if you don't mind, if you're like totally down with that, I'd love to test it out. I'd love to try it out. Oh, CPM D2. Oh yeah, no, Kiefer. Hit me up. My email is inthepocketshop@gmail.com. Just hit me up, Kiefer. Inthepocketshop@gmail.com. Hit me up anytime, or you can hit me up. I don't know if you're on Instagram, aren't you? I can't remember who's on Instagram and who's not. If you're on Instagram, Kiefer, just hit me up, DM me. But can't. BP said, I really want to try and like Medford, but I can't. His warranty and douchastic deters me. I think I know what you're saying, but yeah. I'm not exactly sure, BP. I know you hate commas and stuff. You hate grammar, but cool, Kiefer. So stoked, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Apostle P was Steve's priest as a child. Mark said Kiefer's gonna send a UPS. Kiefer. Oh Jesus. Yeah, UPS is shit, guys. Oh god damn. I'm like red right now. I'm laughing. Yeah, UPS is shit. Um, it's how it was. Oh god damn it. You guys, I love you guys so much, man. You guys crack me up. Steve, you're a jackass. Yeah, Apostle P definitely touched Steve's no place. No doubt, DJ. Um, he likes to touch the no place. God damn, I can't believe Apostle P has so many subs. I can't believe that. I mean, I get it because he does his knife sales and stuff, so I understand why. But man, after that last video, I thought he was gonna lose like 1,000 subs. I really did. Oh, Kyle says, you know, he wishes he knew what happened with Apostle P. Yeah, if you go watch his, he had a video, Kyle, about, I don't know if it's still up. He took down the comments, so I don't know if he left the video up because, like I had said before, Apostle P, okay, so he had a video saying like how HRC machines aren't very accurate and blah blah blah. He just had a really preachy video about how our testing is bullshit, and then after he put out the video, people were bashing him pretty badly, and I think it was like 50-50 on thumbs up and thumbs down, which I've never even seen before. So Kyle, he got like housed. I mean, like he tried to like talk shit about all of us, and he really had no idea what he was talking about. So it really looked bad because he didn't know the details. He was just kind of just talking shit about the whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy, and he ended up actually turning off the comments on his video, which I thought was like beyond ridiculous. Like to turn the comments off on an open format like YouTube, it's like, dude, now you even seem more pretentious than you did before. Like you turn the comments off so someone can't even tell you. He had people that were like his loyal subscribers for years, like telling him like, man, you made a mistake with the way you did this. So like I just couldn't believe it. We had some guy on Instagram. Yeah. I guess he just didn't like the fact that people didn't agree with him. Kyle said he didn't like the fact that people were disagreeing. But yeah, it's really bad, man. Really bad. Guys, no matter how bad, like if you guys disagree with what I have to say, there's probably a reason for that. And I mean, I usually try, even if you guys say something like negative, even if it's something to tell me I did something wrong, I usually turn around and be like, oh, dude, I didn't even realize, like, it's just amazing to me that someone could turn off the comments on their video. That was just, that's crazy. Like, sometimes I won't respond to a comment if I feel like it's malicious and they're just trying to get me to respond. Like, sometimes I won't respond. But that's only because, like, and the worst thing I would do is not respond. I wouldn't even delete their, comment. I don't even care. But to turn off comments was, like, that's beyond ridiculous to me, man. That's just... I can't believe he even has a freaking sub after that, dude. I really can't. Let me see. Have you ever... Show me on the doll, Steve. Yes. Ever since this happened, he's been putting out more wanted knives out at better prices. Yeah, he probably is trying to bring people back. He probably lost a lot of people on that, Joe. He's probably trying to recover because that was stupid of him. I can't believe he did that. And it's because he's friends with Mike from Collector Knives. That's the only reason he did that, really. It's got to be. They're all from J. Davies' 882 era, and they all... Yeah, they're all... he's old school, man, so they might even be followers that don't even watch YouTube anymore. He might even have subscribers that are just like, don't even watch YouTube, and they've just been subbed and don't even know what he did. So there's a lot of that involved. There's also people that are just, fanboys, just like knife companies, just fanboys. But do you still have nano oil on your Nkosi? Trying to figure out what to put in mine, or trying to put on it when I get it. Thanks for your time. So on my Nkosi right now, I have the lithium. I put the lithium back on because I wanted to see. It started with lithium, and then I put on nano oil, and then I went back to lithium. And the only reason I went back to lithium, it wasn't because I didn't like the nano oil on there. I just wanted to really have a good idea of what the difference would be. And I do notice that the lithium sometimes gets a little sticky. Like, it just gets a little stickier, whereas the nano just always was free dropping. And I really had no issues with the nano oil. And you can see here, lithium's just fine as well. But you see how it kind of gets sticky sometimes? Especially when it gets warm in your pocket. Like when it's warm in my pocket, it's not as free dropping. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the lithium. But they both work fine. Nano oil is going to work fine too. I know that Chris Reeve doesn't want that. But I noticed that the nano oil worked great. I have no issues with the nano oil. Yeah, he doesn't even use those knives, and then sells them hoping on attack a sharpening service. The sharpening service is kind of absurd. Like I'm sure he sharpens a good knife, but it's like Maxwell's been doing with all his memes. Like the whole thing of like, you can't sharpen Maximate, dude. Like I remember that. I actually think I refrained from buying Maximate at the beginning because of how many people were saying how chippy it was. And then I saw Sean, Triple B, was like, shit ain't chippy. Fucking hammered a nail with Maximate. And it didn't even chip out like you would expect it to. And I was like, oh man, that shit's bull. So I went and got it, and it is not chippy, guys. What's crazy about it, and the reason that he thinks it's chippy, is because it's such a hard steel. You think you need to go lower grit, lower grit, lower grit. But because of that carbide formation, because of how big the carbides are in Maximate, and it's all carbides, there's not a lot of matrix left in Maximate. What happens is you go below 300 grit. You might have heard me mention this earlier. If you go below 300 grit on Maximate, it's a fucking bloodbath, guys. It it looks serrated. Like I went down to like 100 grit or something, and it just was taking apex away, and I was like, what the hell? And then I went right back to the 300 and kept going and kept going and kept going, and it never happened again. So it's just when you go into a lower grit with Maximate, it destroys the apex. So that's probably what he was doing, and then he did it and he didn't know what to do, and he went back and he just didn't know what to do. And instead of taking the time and like trying to work it out and figure out why, he just said Maximate's chippy. And oh, god damn it, guys, that's misinformation. You know what I mean? That's misinformation. So he is the master of misinformation at this point, and it's like, there's a lot of guys out there that did it, just like M390, guys. The reason we have so much M390 right now is because there were reviewers and people in the past saying like, why isn't this M390? This needs to be M390. M390 is the best steel on the market. It's the best steel. Everyone talks about this, the best steel. Well, M390 might be, yes, it is one of the best all-around steels on the market, but it is at 64 HRC. It is between 62 and 64 HRC. We've even known Roman from K Knives Switzerland says he might even be able to get it higher. Don't hold me to that. He's trying. So the fact of people thinking that they're gonna get, you know, M390 acting like that super steel M390 is at 58 HRC, it's just not happening, guys. It's not gonna perform like that. So yeah, Steve proved Maximate wasn't chippy in his live feed when he started sharpening, and it started chipping like we were talking about because he went into the lower grit, and then he went back to the 300 and he got all the scratches out. That's what happened to me. I was taking really long with the 300 grit, and I had watched the live stream, so I knew that. So I was like 300, 300, 300, and then it was taking so long. I was like, well, let me see if I can knock some of that down with the 100 grit. And dude, as soon as I touched it, it was like apex just destroyed. So that's exactly what it is, guys. It's just yeah, same thing happened to BJ. So BJ went through the same thing. It's hilarious. I mean, you guys can all see it for yourself. If you don't believe me, take your Maximate knife, try and sharpen it with 100 grit stone. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. But then if you go back to the 300 grit stone and just do it, you know, take your time and, you know, do it, it's gonna come back, and it's not gonna get chippy. Oh yeah, BJ said he did the same thing. It's hilarious. I had actually sharpened Maximate before that, but I didn't try to reprofile, so I didn't try and hit it with anything less than 300 grit. So I had done it before, but when I went to reprofile my Maximate Manix to 15 degrees, that's when I realized. That's when that happened. If you don't need to reprofile with Maximate, don't come to a burr. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so BP made a really nice statement here that actually is very true. So if you want to reprofile Maximate, you can go to a lower stone, but don't create a burr. Don't go to the apex of the knife. Hit the shoulder until you get it close to the apex, and then go to the 300 grit and apex the knife. Never apex the knife with lower than 300 grit stone. That's a very good point, BP. Because you can use the lower grit stone, you just can't apex the knife with the lower grit stone. Very good point. Yeah, Joe said Romans put so much notice out there on wet grinding. It's huge, guys. Wet grinding is huge, and Roman's bringing that to the forefront of the community, which is amazing, guys. Roman's, for those of you guys that don't know who Roman is, he's a young knife maker out of Switzerland, and he's like 25, I believe, and just really, really smart kid, man. Just head and shoulders beyond a lot of these older knife makers that are just stuck in their ways. You know what I mean? A lot of that, it comes with a lot of times with experience. Also comes like that stubbornness that people get because they think they know, and that's I think part of the issue with Apostle Pete. He thinks he knows. He thinks he knows everything, and that's untrue. There's things that people have told me like when I was a kid, and it's so true, is the minute you think you know everything is the minute you know nothing. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to live by. I try to always keep my mind open and not think I know everything. But there's another thing where, hey man, if it's reality, if 2 + 2 does not equal 6, guys, that's it. I'm not fucking around. I'm not playing this emotion game of like, well, if this and that. No. 2 + 2 is 4. I'm sorry. I'm a scientific mind in that way. So there are some times where I can be like, no, sorry, bro. But at the same time, I've been proven wrong. So you can always be open to being wrong about something. Because if you think you're always right, then you'll never learn anything. So I think Apostle P made a big mistake with the way he acted and his mentality just in general. Also with guys like Kevin Cleary and all those guys, I never responded. Oh, Elliot from fucking Ferrum Forge, guys. Oh, if you guys know about me, yeah, BJ, if you're wrong, just admit it and move on. It's it, man. That's all it's about, dude. We're all wrong from time to time. We all are. No matter how smart you are, how dumb you are, you're gonna be wrong at some point, man. So Elliot from Ferrum Forge, guys. You guys all know how much I love Ferrum Forge. You guys probably saw when I went and visited them. I have 3 other knives, not from them personally, because I can't get a custom knife from a custom maker for some fucking crazy reason. You guys know how much I love Ferrum Forge. You know how much I love their knives. They fit my hand perfectly. They're very functional. Fortis 2.0 is probably one of my favorite knives I own. And I really was looking forward to... Oh, they touched me in the no-no places, bro. They touched me in the no-no place. So I really was looking forward to like the Q&A with them. They really liked me. They were so into it. They liked how, into all the science of everything I am, and like the blade steels and HRC and all that stuff. So they liked me. I liked them. They liked me. It was all gonna work out. It was all good. All right, namaste. Take it easy, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. They were all good. Everything was all good. It was all good. And then, as soon as I brought bad feedback, as soon as I brought something that was like negative, but it wasn't even me trying to be negative about them. It wasn't even them. It was the 56 HRC Fortis. I brought them the information before I even showed you guys. I didn't even bring it to the public until after the whole situation was done. I brought them with the information saying, hey, you've got a knife here that my knife hit 56 HRC. And instead of like he was like super responsive. He was like, oh, I'm going to take 20 knives and send them off to this HRC. Can you send me your knife? But the first thing, like one of the first things he said to me was like, oh, who's doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Do you have the name of the HRC? He started bashing Kurt, like right off the bat. Like bashing this guy, like he didn't even know what he was talking about or who tested it, or he just instantly started bashing. and telling me HRC wasn't what it was about. Even though I had very, very deep conversations about how HRC matters with him, which was like, I'm like, wait, bro, we just talked about this. You have a video about how HRC matters. You have a video about why your 64 HRC 20 CV is where you found that that's where it performs. And he's the one telling me HRC doesn't matter. And HRC testing is bubkiss. It's like, what? What? At that moment, I started to lose respect for Elliot, okay? I started to lose respect because instead of like just getting behind it and being like, oh, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention and getting on it, he, instead of doing that, he immediately kind of attacked the I don't know. I just must have done, sorry guys, I think, Howard says I want that, damn it. What is that? Oh, this. Oh, you want this. I know you do, Howard. I'm sorry, buddy. I might actually sell it to you, just because of how much respect I lost for Elliot. But, yeah, no, it was just like one of those things where I expected him to be thankful that I brought the information to him. I didn't even make a video yet. But instead, he just started attacking me like, you know HRC isn't anything. You know this, da 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 da. Oh, I already finished my beer, Mark, but I should probably open another one. This is getting long. I have to start cooking because wife's on her way home. That's what just kind of came in with the middle there. Yeah, I know. This wants to live with you, Howard. Yeah, this thing's sweet. But when I brought the information to him, I expected some gratefulness at least, you know, some gratitude. Instead, I got more, you know, of him like attacking me and being like, you don't know what you're talking about kind of deal, okay? It was disappointing. And then on top of that, I tried to like, you know, I tried to come back at him like, no, Kurt's gotten shit tested by Manly. They tested it and it came up right, and then Benchmade tested what we got wrong, and Benchmade solidified what Kurt got. And all these things Kurt's been tested, you know, like, it's like Kurt is legit. He works for a company that's, you know, contracted by the DOD and all these things. Like, Kurt is not the issue here. It's that blade. You know what I mean? So anyways, in the end, he had it tested. Oh, it came up 57 something at another place, and then he's like, oh, see. Yeah, well, he failed to mention that the place doesn't get their machine calibrated except once a year. Like, yeah, okay, buddy, I'm gonna believe that machine over Kurt's machine that gets calibrated every 60 days. It was just a lot of things that were just absurd. And then I also brought this to his attention, the fact that you guys, if you watch my video about this, you'll know that your pants really get jammed up on that pocket clip where it ends. And I said something like, hey, I know this is probably too late or whatever, but if you guys just extended that clip a half an inch, it would help it immensely. Just make a run of clips just specifically for the round handle, you know what I mean? And I said maybe that's more expensive than I think, or blah blah blah. You know, I'm not a knife maker. I don't deal with like you know, subsidizing like knives to China or something. You know, like I don't know what it entails necessarily, but he just came back like with the, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know, like just the way he responded was just like, God damn. Like, I did not realize this guy was so just ridiculously stubborn and set in his ways and not able to like take criticism. And it was bad. He really did respond badly. And the whole situation just ended kind of badly. And in the end, I even said, like, I was like, man, I'm surprised you didn't even thank me for bringing this information straight to you instead of just putting it online. And in the end, he responded to me with like oh, and thanks again for bringing this to my attention. And it was like, dude, the only reason you even said that is because I called you out. It's because I said you didn't even thank me. It was just it's just really weird, man. And then his video, I don't know how many of you guys saw that Ferrum Forge video where he talks about the HRC testing. Dude, that was the runaround, guys. That shit was ridiculous. He was just constantly he was just sending us in a loop. He didn't even say anything in the whole video. It was just a fucking loop of him talking about ANSI articles and shit. Because, like, I don't give a shit what they talk about for steel that they're making a goddamn mold out of, or what the dude, ANSI, it's too broad. It's too broad of a horizon to start like, like it's just ridiculous. Yeah, BJ said I'd rather shoot myself than watch that again. It was bad, guys. He just wasted 30 minutes of our time essentially. He wasted it. Wasted our time because he didn't even say anything legitimate or something that was valid. He may have said things that were valid in that video, but he didn't back it up with like actually saying what it was for. It was just absurd, man. Yeah, a lot of people couldn't get past 5 minutes. BP, I had a hard time watching it, but I watched it all the way through because I wanted to see. I didn't want to like, unlike him and his fucking, like nut boys. I actually watched his video all the way through. As hard as it was to watch all the way through, I watched it all the way through so that if I'm going to say something, I can actually say it with confidence because I actually watched the whole video. Some of these guys watch my video for 5 minutes, they hear me say one thing, and they turn around and say like, oh, Kenny said he can tell the difference between 0.5 hardness on a, oh, that's ridiculous. It's like, no, I didn't say that. I never said that. What I did say is I can tell the difference between this knife and this knife, both at the same HRC, 59 or 59.8 or something, 60. This knife sharpens better. This knife holds an edge better than M390 at the same HRC. This is refined better. This grain structure is done better than this. This isn't about HRC. This is two different compositions completely. But this is refined better. I'm not saying HRC is everything. I've never said that. And these guys want to say that we're just like HRC witch hunt, HRC Nazis. Motherfucker. I'm biased. Yeah, I am biased, I guess. I'm biased because I have no affiliation with any company. I have no affiliation with anything. So I'm biased. I think he's biased, to be honest, being that it's his company, and he's trying to protect his livelihood and all that. If he would have just came out and said, whoa, and he even said, like, in the end, he's like, dude, I got to give, yeah, I'm a fanboy. He got to give we shit. So in the end, he was like, yeah, I'm happy. I got to give we shit, blah, blah, blah. That's what it was about, is you being able to give we shit. Not about your customer getting a better product. It's about you getting to give we shit. Go fuck yourself, bro. Oh, goddamn. I'm sorry, guys. I got no respect for him after that, dude. That was ridiculous. I almost want to sell my Ferrum Forges. Howard's like, yeah, you do? You want to sell your Ferrum Forges? I almost want to, but I love the knives. And yeah, they do get defensive, Howard. I'm not gonna. It's okay. It's all right. This is a Wii knife, you know. It's their design. I love the design. I love the knife. I'm not gonna get rid of it probably, unless I finally come to the terms like, okay, I don't carry it and it's time to go. Then Howard will get a call. But you know, I'm not gonna get rid of the knife just because he's a douche. I don't want to hold his knives responsible for his, you know, his shit. Because his babies aren't responsible for how shitty he is, or his brother for that matter. I don't know if Chris is behind him. I know Chris seemed like more of a level-headed dude than Elliot. Chris is a little bit more like, okay, yeah, oh, he understands both sides. Elliot's more like, this is how it is. I am a robot. But yeah. Anyways, I'll try and catch up with you guys. He's a chode. Yes, he is. His ego is on full display, absolutely. Yeah, no, Michael Elmer, I know he's, BP's saying kind of lost respect for him, Ferrum Forge proxy of Mike Elmer. We call him Elmer, not Emler. I know his name's Emler, but I call him Elmer. Yeah, God, man, that guy's a clown. That guy's a fucking clown. I can't express how much of a clown that Emler guy is. His video was absurd. He didn't even watch my video, obviously. He just heard what his friend said about it or something. Or what Elliot said about it, which I wouldn't believe a word Elliot says at this point. All RC testing is like turning the lights on in a room full of cockroaches. All this. Yes, Howard. Oh, that's awesome. All this RC testing is like turning on the lights in a room full of cockroaches. It absolutely is, dude. Oh, it's showing who's paying attention and who's not, who's actually gives a shit and who doesn't. It's showing us a lot. It's showing us people's true colors, man. Yeah, I saw. I didn't see his video on Maximate. BP's asking if I saw Emler's video on Maximate. Same as Apostle P though. I heard all about it. How he couldn't sharpen Maximate, and he's a professional fucking sharpener, guys. These guys are professional sharpeners, and they couldn't figure out that they have to go back and try a 300 grit and see that it's not doing any damage. Yeah, it's a great time to be a knife guy, BJ. I'm so glad that things are coming to the forefront and just let's be real, man. And that's part of the reason, like, when I started my channel, started realizing, like, what these guys are talking about and, like, not true. Like, just blindly saying M390's the shit, and then I'd use it and be like, man, it's not working quite as good as some of the other knives I have. And, I mean, it was like, it's reality, not just hype. Like, why do we have to always just talk about what it's supposed to be and not what it actually is? You know what I mean? Because what it actually is not necessarily what it's supposed to be. Let's see. It was worse than Apostle P's. Yeah. I'm going to have to watch his Maximate video. I am going to have to get off of here, though, guys, because I need to start cooking. My wife's going to get home, and I'm going to be in the middle of this video, and she's going to be like, oh, you had the day off, and you didn't cook? So I'm going to have to get off of here. I also need to start some laundry. Holy crap. I had a lot of stuff to do that I didn't get to do. So, yeah, just give her cookies, yeah. Maybe some special cookies, some special brownies. I got some steaks, guys. I got, I'm going to test the HRC on the Mordax is coming. I'm going to send that next. That's going to be up soon. It's supposed to be 60 to 61 on ProTech Mordax. ProTech. I'm hoping it feels over 60, guys, from sharpening. It feels super. It took forever to reprofile. It took a screaming edge, and it's held it really well. So I have a feeling it's gonna be up higher than 60. I think it's my first knife that's over 60, to be honest. I have steaks I'm gonna be cooking for the wife. I have a fillet for her and a ribeye for me. I'm gonna be doing it on the yeah, on the good old cast iron. And what else do we have? We have Brussels sprouts and potatoes, like fingerling potatoes or something. So I'll be cooking that up. HRC on the Mordax will be coming soon. I had a lot of fun, BJ. I had a lot of fun with this, man. Yeah, send the steak to Steve for HRC testing. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke my house out. You know it, Steve. I love fucking smoking this place out, dude. Sure, go first to CRK. Which would rather go for if you had one choice? Honestly, dude, just this is what I'm gonna leave with is, I don't know if I would probably, if you said just one, maybe the CRK. Yeah, Steve said it, CRK all day. For one, the warranty, guys, no matter what, I'll send this guy back, they'll fix it up. Shiragorov's a little more complicated. This is like a great, just solid knife, like never gonna break type of knife, and just sick with an amazing edge. Shiragorov's, this is beautifully done, just amazing action, great fit and finish, but you know, little stuff like lock travel and you know, the warranty, having to send it all the way to Russia, you know, CRK, guys. I'd probably go CRK. If I just had one knife forever at this point in my life, it'd be this guy. I love this knife. I really do. The only box it doesn't tick for me is like the flicky action, but it's still super enjoyable. So smooth. And that's it, man. Yeah, Jeff Jewell. I did hear about Jeff Jewell's bad experience with CRK. Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird one. I dealt with Tim during that whole thing, and yeah, Kurt entered the room. Kurt said CRK, and he doesn't even have one. Yeah, Kurt's tried every knife. Kurt's handled more knives than any of us. Everyone say hi to Kurt, and then I'm gonna have to start cooking, cause thanks for coming in, Kurt. I wish you would have been here earlier, man. I know it's kind of crazy. I did a live feed here, but it was fun. Thanks, guys, for coming along. I had a lot of fun with you guys, and I should do these more often. I really do enjoy them. They always end up being 2 hours plus, though, which is always gonna happen. Yeah, inlay and Kosi. That's for the money, man. I agree. Thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys keep me going, man. You guys are the reason I do this. If it wasn't for you, I would have quit this shit right after I started. And, you know, some of the naysayers and some of the fanboys that want to bash us, it makes us want to quit, dude. I honestly, like, some of these guys that just are so dense, it makes you want to stop. But yeah, it's you guys that keep me going. So I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you for everything. Kurt's the man. Kurt, you are changing this community. I may just be a front man telling what you do, but you are the reason we do. You know, this shit's changing. Yeah. Yeah, large 21 and Singo. I can't wait to try BJ's, because maybe it'll change my mind. Maybe I'll be like all 21 and Kosi can go suck a dick or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what it'll all come to. But as of now, this is my only CRK except for the 25 that Steve broke me with. This is the only CRK I've tried other than that. So maybe after I try the 21, maybe that'll be my only knife. You know, maybe that'll be the knife I'd end up with. But right now it's the Nkosi. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to get off. Thanks, guys, for everything. It was really fun. And have a great night, everyone. I'll be back soon with some more. Kurt, I'm not even going to respond. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going if I keep responding. Later, guys. Good night, guys.